It is time for the wine. My glass is empty. Just had cocktails with Rebecca Radice, which was amazing. I went with the sort of Golden Girls-esque sort of outfit. I love these colors. They make me happy. I have a special guest tonight. He's in the audience, but I'm going to bring him in because we're going to talk about anxiety. Do you hear that sound? That's the anti-anxiety medicine. Ding, 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 ding. So Drew is in the audience, and I've been on his podcast before, but we're going to chit chat here in a second. First, I got to get my drink on, and then you got to see the Frenchie. Right? Now hold up too. I don't know where my dang phone is. Oh, here it is. Because you know what that means I got to do. I got to cue up the beep. So especially if there's any of Drew's friends watching, I'm sorry in advance. Right? Got the beep on? All right. It's never, ever. My friends know. Don't ever call me and put me on speakerphone in mixed company. You know better. You know better. Here she is, everybody. Look at Tootie. Hi, Toot. Oh, good. Snort. It's almost your 2-year gotcha date. We got you on May 10th, which is Papa's birthday. Right? So are you hitting number 7? Would you like to talk about your teats? Teat time. Deborah's here. Hi, Heather Lynn. How are you? Good to see you guys. Everybody shout out where you're from. Say hi to each other, right? Y'all know Gidget. Hi. Oh, wow. Did y'all see that? I just got Frenchied by the Frenchie. Did you check out my lip gloss? Now she's going to have lip gloss on. Anyway, Carla's here too. Hi, guys. Okay, so how was your week? How is everybody? Did you have a good one? Yeah, it was new moon on Tuesday. It was a 444 portal. Again, easy for me to say. I have had a couple drinks. I just had 2. We're going to put you back here, okay? Can you hear her snorting? Let's do a quick energy clearing. Carla's in DC. Deborah's on the East Coast. Drew's on the East Coast. Let's just fire up. Let's cook with gas here, as they say. Let me get my matches. Hold, please. Oh, got my Threads jewelry on tonight. I'm having a Threads showcase, which is fair trade jewelry. I know Deborah's coming to it. So everything is made by women in different countries, and it's super empowering for them. So more important now, especially a lot of the ladies in Guatemala, a lot of the ladies in Ecuador. All right, we're going to clear this energy. Then we're going to bring Drew in. Hey, Bethany, friend of Drew. Hey, girl. Well, you're in for a treat, hopefully. We got... If you can see, here's the Frenchie. Whoop, there she is. You can see the bat ears. There she is. Say hi, Bethany. Hey, Barb, how are you? Barb's on the East Coast today, or the West Coast. Thank you so much. Thank you. So Gidget is our rescue Frenchie. She has the teats to prove that she was a breeder mama for a very long time. I saw. No more babies. You the baby now. Hey, Mackenzie, how are you? Good to see you, honey. Are you on the East? Are you on the West Coast now too? We got Danny showing up. Well, thank you. Good to see you. We're bringing Drew on here shortly. We're going to talk about, hey, Kenneth, we're going to talk about anxiety. First, let's bring in the energy, shall we? Would you like a smudge? Who needs their energy smudge? We're going to get right into it, right into this mofo. You ready? So this is dried blessed sage. We're going to call in all of our spirit energies. Don't worry, it's not going to get too kooky as far as you know. Look at that. Take a deep breath. We're gonna bong breathe if you're ready. So if anybody's ever heard anybody or has done a bong hit, they kind of breathe it in, and then you hold it in like this. Yeah, there it is. Calling in all of our higher energies. Anybody who's passed on, anybody have family members that have passed on that you know are here and hanging out with us, call them out, say hello to them. Oh, Mackenzie's in Michigan. Who's got folks who have passed on? Yeah, sis, I'm going to smudge you right now, Deborah. Deborah knows the drill. We've done a lot of smudging. You know some good anti-anxiety, says Charlie. He's talking about the CBD. Keeps my ass calm. Let me tell you something. I got the CBD right here. That's from Phyto Right. I also put some essential oils in it. Okay, everybody, take another deep breath. We're going to clear the energy, and then we're going to bring on Mr. Drew. We're going to talk about some anxiety things, and then I'm going to pull some inspiration cards for you. One more deep bong breath, everybody. Drew, I see you down there. Do a deep bong breath, buddy. Ready? Hold it like this. Yes. Look at that, folks. Look at that. I got my selenite. Woom, 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 woom. I literally, this week was the, let's see, the 40 something, 40, maybe the 50-year anniversary of Maude coming on the broadcast, coming on TV. And then there's Maude has been in my head all dang week. I'm just going to say, Bonnie, what's happening? Deborah says, I've been seeing sweet little, oh, so Nico is her pup that passed not long ago, missing his sweet baby ears. Honey, he knows that you are too. Bong hits of breathing. That's right, Danny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I decided this is one of the first that I've had is bringing on a guest, but I was chit-chatting with Drew because he posted one of the funniest things I've ever seen today. And it was a movie quote from a movie called Night Shift with Michael Keaton and Henry Winkler from like 1978. And it was super, super funny. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, hi, Jackie Bouet. How's my girl, my darling girl? Here he is coming at you. The hits keep on coming. Drew, what's happening?
What up, peeps? I'm having internet issues.
You are. Do I hear you? You're looking good. How's it looking for everybody out there with Drew? Give us knock 3 times on the ceiling if Drew's looking
I'm watching
good.
my I'm watching my internet suck and then not suck and then suck and then no, it's me.
It's not you, it's me.
It's me.
It's not me, it's you.
It's not you, it's me. I invented it's not you, it's me.
Totally. All right, tell us about you. Jason Jones says, hey. My mom says,
tell us about me. Oh, I could. Oh, hey, Mom. What up? I'm trying to see if I recognize any names. Oh, I know. I recognize some of these names.
You do? Good.
Okay, so I do. So if you guys, well, I haven't been on with you yet. This is the first time I've been on with you, right?
I was on your show, and
right.
then but you have not been on here. Deborah says it looks good. Danny says it looks good. Heather's given 2 thumbs up, so that's
two,
good.
Not 1, but 2 thumbs up. Yes. So anyway, I guess I'm Drew. I'm coming to you from Long Island, New York.
Yes, you are.
20 miles outside of New York City. Forget about it. And
forget about it.
Yeah. So my thing, among other things, is anxiety disorders. So I have a podcast called The Anxious Truth, which you can find at theanxioustruth.com, which will lead you to a bunch of links where you can find a Facebook page and a Facebook group, and Mia knows all this stuff. Well, maybe we'll put it up later. Always the hoodie. Always the hoodie. Got a bunch of these.
Is that your thing?
It is. Just a hoodie for every occasion.
Right. Why stop now? Exactly.
Why stop now? That's right.
And you probably need you need to be a brand ambassador for a hoodie company.
Sure. If anybody's listening and you want to throw some money at me, knock some out. Oh, hey, check it out.
And also, in addition to, you're boozing on something fun tonight.
This is 16-year-old scotch, and I'm out of it.
Oh, that ain't right. And it's a Brooklyn scotch?
No, that's the bourbon. That's Widow Jane bourbon. I'll send you guys some of that.
Please. Yeah, Charlie was... Yep. Here's Bethany saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think that applies. That's a day that doesn't end in Y that I'm not going with that. There's 2 things. It is what it is. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yep. Yeah. Jackie, I've known Jacqueline since my New York City days, by the way. She says, we all boozing. God help us. Amen to that. Listen, I just said to my friend Rebecca, it's a very fine line between staying informed and heavily medicated right now. What do you say, Drew?
Yes, that's true. It's a fine line. You can pick one from hour to hour. How do you want to be?
Well, somebody else has been posting like it's either coffee time or wine time. Like that's how they're feeling about that. So speaking of which, let's dive into anxiety, by the way. Speaking of medicating.
What do you want to talk about? Anything in particular? Clearly a high anxiety time for many people.
My girl Sky is here, by the way. Yes, we have a lot of, just social media. We talk about that, getting on social media. I've cut out checking Facebook during the day or on my phone. So it's not on my phone at all, which has really, really changed the perspective on a lot of stuff, by the way, because I'm just not seeing it as much, but it's still there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I think probably the biggest thing that I'm seeing these days, and like for those of you who don't know, so the podcast is fairly large, many downloads, and the community around it is fairly large. So I talk to many people every day who have these problems, but they specifically have anxiety disorders like panic disorder and agoraphobia and things of that nature, monophobia, social anxieties, that sort of stuff. So it's not just
Sure.
I'm anxious. Nonetheless, what the pervasive thing right now is I think people having a hard time understanding that it's okay to be a little bit nervous, it's okay to be a little afraid.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing a lot of issues that revolve around, I think, an inability to sort of understand that it's okay to be human and we're allowed to feel negative things sometimes. That's okay. And we're capable of doing that.
Jackie's saying loneliness.
Loneliness
Jason's
is
saying
huge.
Lots
That's
of
right.
edibles. That's a good one too. Hey, real quick, let me shout out Ferg. He's in New Zealand. So happy
Ferg.
Anzac Day, by the way. That's a huge holiday in New Zealand and Australia. So word on that one. Poppies is the flower for that. Yeah. So I think the cool thing, and you guys, why Drew and I were chit-chatting about this today is that now it's a little bit more of a level playing field in some ways, but this is also what your folks have been experiencing right? Like hardcore.
Yeah.
She's hooked. Yeah. Can you be my yes, he is. He's available for butt mitzvahs and parties. And Louisa,
waitresses.
Yeah, exactly. Louisa is here. Hi, sis. Sonia's here. My girl from Chicago that we went to high school with. So we got a lot of people that are tuning in, but everybody that I've talked to that's on here, everybody's experiencing it in one way or another. So talk to us about some of the things you've been counseling people, because now we're all at that high, like DEFCON 5, I feel like.
A little bit. And what's been interesting is that the people that I deal with on a regular basis who are going through the process of recovering from an actual anxiety disorder appear to be a little bit more well-equipped to handle some of what's going on right now, because many of the things we talk about on the daily are that it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to, you have to understand the difference between fear that's based on real danger and fear that's based on irrational thinking. Wow. And all these skills that we talk about every day have made these folks a little bit more well-prepared in a lot of instances. So everybody's at a level playing field of actual real stress because of what's going on in the world. There's actual real stress. And some people are just a little bit confused about how to deal with that. Like one of the more common things that I'm getting is like, I was doing so great, but now this all happened and now I'm so anxious, as if that's bad. That's automatically bad. And it's not automatically bad. Sometimes it just is. It's okay to be anxious on some days. That's okay. We can still function. And
I think that's where it might make it a little bit easier for folks too, is it again with the level playing field of like, it's this kind of shiny, happy thing. I think there's almost a little bit of a backlash on of like, stop trying to talk people out of their experience, because I do love that post that's going around that says, we're not all in the same boat. I don't know if you've seen that post.
We're not on the same boat. We're in the same storm or something like that.
Exactly. And that I thought was one of the best ways to level that up to, of like, stop saying, because, a lot of the celebrities we were talking about that are posting it super, super tone deaf, right? You're like, dude, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
With your complaining. And we're not minimizing that they don't have stress too. But again, like everybody's got a different thing. I don't have kids at home right now. I got a Frenchie and Charlie and a crab and a cat, That's all I have going on.
And a box of wine.
And a box of wine, several, exactly.
And a box of wine.
Several. Sonia says,
I want to talk about that for a second.
Yes, we need to talk about the box of wine. Have the cognitive tools to push back on panicky feelings.
Well,
some of us have been, yes, go ahead.
Well, I actually want to talk about the cognitive tools to push back on panicky feelings. So we don't always have to push back on panicky feelings. That's that thing that says, if I feel anxious or afraid or upset or something, I must make it go away. And you don't must make it go away. We are capable of actually functioning in our daily lives, even when we feel those ways. It's not ideal, and it's not what anybody wants to feel, but we are capable of doing that. So what I would say is we should have the cognitive tools to push back on the irrational fear and the stories we build in our heads and the trying to predict the future. But if you are feeling the stress of what's going on right now, it's okay to feel that stress while you do your life in whatever crazy form your life is at the moment, which it's not regular for any of us right now.
No.
So I think that's important.
Ain't nobody regular. Ain't it? I do feel too like, man, we ain't never gonna be right again. in the sense of we're not gonna go back to a lot of the lifestyle, a lot of the paradigms we have going on right now too. But and that's so Sonia says, yes, that's what I meant. I think that is the really big thing though, is we are used to, especially in social media, like kind of talking everybody pull yourself by the bootstraps. And I've even been going through it this week of kind of, I almost said dark night of the soul, but at least been going like, you know, I do, things are stressful, but we have work coming in, so we're doing okay in some ways, but there is just sort of this underlying sense, not dread, but I was like, what is this? Like it's felt weird, but I've had to just not try and talk myself out of it or rationalize myself out of it. I just let it be.
You don't have to rationalize yourself out of it. Just let it be and know that you are capable of doing that, of living even when you're feeling that way. So I think part of what we talk about is understanding when you're just adding more fear and more stress on top because of the way you react to those feelings and those sensations and those thoughts. That's really important. But you know,
shiny happy
that's
thing.
kind of a thing. But I could not agree any. The shiny happy thing is so, it makes me crazy. And I would like to, I'm going to kind of I'm going to have to throw this out there. And I know that sometimes people hate when I say this, but if I hear another person tell me that gratitude is the antidote for anxiety, I'm going to effing lose it. Because
stop. That gets
that is like, it's like, yes, there you go. I'm going to lose it. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It makes me crazy. All those oversimplifications, those shiny happy things, gratitude, your gratitude journal, living in the moment, all important things, and we should all know how to do those things, and we should use them as tools. But sometimes when you're up against some major life stresses and there's an anxiety disorder on top of that, gratitude journals like bullets off a Superman.
Yeah,
as is things like the 5-second rule and whatever Mel Robbins is like peddling these days, makes me crazy.
Yeah, I got one of those, but she's right back here. Notice how it just sits there. This is the things I've never read. It's seriously, because there's also there's privilege, there's tone deaf, there's there's a lot of this stuff too where it's like shut the about it, right? It really is. But here I too blessed to be stressed. There's a good one.
That's good.
Faith, yeah. But you know what? But faith is like, there's a lot of this stuff too, where if that works for you, right? I mean, and I know we're all kind of quoting this, but I want to quote Sky's question too. I feel that way constantly, sis. I feel you, but I've suppressed it because of the kids. How would you handle the emotions with kids? Now, Sky's got, I think like 12. Girlfriend, how old are your kids? So both are at home. She's, I think everybody's at home. So yeah, any vomits.
I just saw that. Sonia went straight for the hurl.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Too fed up with gratitude. So, I think we're a little bit all fed up.
Yeah, I think we're #fed up with being blessed. You know what I mean? The only blessed I think is funny is Steakum, because Steakum is now like Steakum bless up, which I think is hilarious. That's the only bless I'm going to put up with.
Love the Steakum. Right. Do we want to talk about the kids thing real quick?
Yeah.
How we like.
And Jerry's here. She has twins that are 8 or 9 that are also at home. So I got a lot of folks here, 7 and 10. Yeah. We got Charlie's kids are at home right now.
Super difficult to have young kids and the stress on that. But I think to answer the question, how Yoda, I feel a little green today. How do you, what would you do in terms of the stress with the kids? I think this is a good opportunity to model for our kids that we can handle stress. We can handle uncertainty. We can just handle whatever comes, even if you're not sure what that's going to be tomorrow. So as opposed to trying to hide it from the kids, I think it's probably a better idea to talk about it and at least let them see you handle it. So you don't have to hide it and try not to crumble.
I see what you're saying.
Like, hey, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but whatever it is, we're going to handle it. It's all good.
There's also Jacqueline says.
That's another way to get. That is spoken as a woman who I think has probably little kids at home, right?
Oh, she did. Her son, I think, just graduated high school. Oh, okay. She's kidding. But no, but that's the way a lot of people feel. We go over and see, so we can't see Charlie's kids. They're 9 and 11. And so we're, we'll go by. We've been dropping things off for them. They're going through stuff. They dropped off some clothes for me. Lulu and Carrie were sitting out front, and Lulu wanted to see me try on the boots. You know what I mean? So we're trying to mix some things up because they're about 5 minutes away. But she's home with them all the time, right? And so they're not getting that. I think that is really smart though, because the perfectionism thing, I think that is going to go right the fuck out of style. That along with hustle and busy.
Oh God, we could just talk
Shut
about
up.
this. We're
Can we-
drinking and venting. This is not good. This is going to go off the rails really
Charlie's
fast.
here too. He's really,
What up, Charlie?
Yep, he talks a lot, about what we can do with the kids because it's not them; they are compromised, and we're still going to the job site. So even though we do, the Karen Silkwood scrub down every time we come home, and everybody's naked in the garage. What's up, everybody? What's up, fellas? It's definitely we're not good for that right now. I'm a terrible role model for anybody's kids. I'm a terrible role model for grown ass folks. Right? Don't listen.
Oh,
to
come
me.
on! Don't say that.
If there's
Don't listen to me.
anything-
Don't listen to anything Mia says.
If there's anything, though, I'm definitely good for the entertainment for sure. Bethany
That's
says
true.
the kids can help us bring this back to the present too. Good point. Did I lose Drew or did I lose me? Oh, there he is. Did you see Bethany's comment?
Hang on. No, it's me.
Okay. You got the gerbil.
I did. It's a good comment too.
Running in his wheel, getting your Wi-Fi
I'm
going.
watching my internet be intermittently shitty. Yeah, right.
But yeah, Bethany's comment.
Anyway,
was
that's
good.
a really good comment, I think.
Yeah.
Because the kids don't care half the time, I think.
Yep. Jackie says her son is 20 with his 3 late friends or Xbox. Y'all, thanks, honey. You know what? It's definitely Silkwood scrub down. You got that reference. Thank you, Jerry. Because that is what happens is like literally in like everything that goes in the washer and the dryer. And Drew, I know you're back. But yeah, Bethany, that is such a good comment because I do think that kids do kind of bring us back to the present of that. You kind of have to. Can you hear us, Drew?
Yeah, I think kids they don't often think into the future. Yeah, I'll be back in a second, I hope.
Yep, there you are.
Oh, am I back?
He's
so much packet loss. So much packet loss. Am I back?
You're back.
Okay. So I think kids have the knack of living in the moment way more than we do.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Although I have to say,
so well.
Oh, no, it's good. No, you're good.
Yeah.
Sonia says, you were she's so eloquent that Drew is speechless. Right? Did you catch that? Sonia says, I saw a great meme. It takes a village to raise a child, but a distillery to homeschool one. No shit. That's a truth bomb right there.
That's good.
Anna says, listen to the car errands for your son. Oh, nice job, honey. Yeah, I think so. Although, what do you think about this, Drew? Because we're in the same age bracket. I do think that it's more difficult for people our age to ever be bored. Because let me tell you what bored's about. Growing up in the 1970s in the Midwest, that's some boring stuff right there. You learn to entertain yourself. Can you hear me?
I can kind of hear you. It's in and out.
All right.
I need to turn my Wi-Fi off and then turn it back on again. That's what will fix this.
You know what? That does actually, and your computer at the same time. All right. I'm going to bounce you out. Do you want to restart and come back? And I'll just come back in with the link.
That's fine.
All right. I'm going to read you some cards while we're at it too. Cool. Thank God you're beyond that. Exactly. So worried about their future. They totally live in the moment. They do. No, it's really true. I am too. As being a matriarch figure without kids, I get it. And I didn't even realize until, a lot of my nieces and nephews were getting older and my cousins' kids too. I'm like, woo, it does take a village. They don't need to just hear from their parents. I always thought, I'm not a parent. I don't have anything to say. Oh, I got plenty to say. And sometimes the parents need a break. But I do agree, it's scary enough at my age, in my mid-50s, to think about what's going on here, let alone if that were my future. If I wasn't able to graduate or I wasn't able to go to my, I was supposed to graduate this month and start school in the fall. Right? Who wants a card? While we wait for Drew. Card time. Yes, ma'am. Let's thank Drew for coming in, though. Go follow The Anxious Truth. We may bring him back in here, too. I really wanted to chat with him about that because I think there is now we do sort of have that level playing field of the folks that this has been a constant normal for them and not just a cutesy little, oh, I have anxiety, but it's a real diagnosed thing. And I know for myself of having a panic disorder, diagnosed at 20, and this was in the 80s. And people were like, what? Nobody knew. Nobody knew what anxiety and generalized anxiety and having panic attacks were about. And it was a very lonely time. I'll say that. The first panic attack I had was at 23, and then I moved to New York City and got on anti-anxiety meds, and then gradually got off of those, but have really worked a lot to control the panic, and it's unbelievable. And I know mine is kind of a minor version of that. Sonia says, same. Yes, girl, at 20, girlfriend, tough. So many freedoms have been taken, and they do need to adapt. I agree. Momsy's here. Momsy wants a card too. Deborah says, preach it. This is pure truth. Auntie May. Yes, girlfriend, we are matriarchs. You can be a matriarch without having kids, but I think it's going to be even more so right now of all of us kind of pulling in together on this. But again, that's why I wanted to talk to Drew about this, because of being, having this group of folks, and I've been in that group to see the comments, and it's no joke. It's really, really no joke to have unexplained and uncontrolled reactions to things, especially for females. It's like I know for myself, one of my hardest things that I had to embrace was that I cry when I get angry, and it just is what it is now. Now I don't give a shit. I'm like, go ahead then, make fun of me for it, because I will drop kick, clam punch you. Just kidding. Be funny though, wouldn't it? All right, let's have a card. I got 2 for you. Woo! All right. Whew. Let me take a drink. Thanks for everybody that's tuning in tonight. Do you want to tell us where you're from? If you're just tuning in, or if you're watching in the replay, and post any good links if you have it too. Yes, Mackenzie says, yes. Interesting, you guys. Interesting. I think that there's so much isolation and shame. And I do feel like these conversations that we're having now are going to help everybody at least feel, a little bit more connected. But again, doesn't have to be in that kumbaya thing and the, read something inspirational and you're going to feel better about it. Sandy's in Kentucky. What's up, lady? Again, thanks for tuning in. Missed the story. Gosh, which one, Diana? It's good to see you. My friend Drew was on here, and if he can, he's going to come back. But I've pulled this card before. I think it's a good one for today. It's called Impermanence. Oops. There you go. Look at that. Hello, ship. And there's waves. And it's a paper ship, a paper boat too. You like that? Bubby says, and that's Bill Reed. You get angry when you get angry when I cry. I also like to say I'm very funny when you're high. That's my other new favorite thing too. Let's bring Drew back in and see if he can behave.
Much better. Much better.
Did you give the gerbil and the little wheel some coffee?
I did. I have a Wi-Fi access point right over my head, and it was not happy.
It's like
10 feet away.
Did you get the rabbit ears out?
I did. Like just tin foil. I'm all good to go.
Totally. So. All right. You in for some card reading? You're going to like this one.
No idea what it is, but let's do it.
Okay, here we go. So you guys, just so you know, if you're just now tuning in and you haven't been here before, these are the Affirmators cards. These are 50 affirmation cards to help you help yourself without the self-helpiness. That's my cards. All right, Drew, here's what we got. We have Impermanence.
What do we got?
Life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non-entity. How you like me now? It's not too self-helpy. Give the WAP a slap. Yes, I did. I got another one I'm going to read real quick. I love Connection, because look at how they're all talking about the same thing. Snowflakes.
And it's penguins.
And there's a baby one. I'm connected to the multitudes, and I can even access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me, which you can only see through the eyeballs nowadays. Can you tell when people are smiling at you, by the way?
Not behind a mask, no.
Oh,
unless
man.
they have a mask with a smile on it, which is just creepy. Please stop wearing those.
Did you see the one that I had? I had somebody make me, and it's they're a new fashion statement, by the way. It's awesome. It's got this beautiful red and orange material, and then there's a Virgin Mary doing her whole thing on the side right here. Yeah.
I like the masks as art. It's cool.
I do too. It's like the new the new fashion statement expression statement. Let me see if I've got a picture of it too, because a friend of mine, I just thought they're great. But yeah, the smiley face ones kind of creep me out. But I did find, so last week, Drew, I did a photo shoot with, so Toyota gave us a car and they gave us a gift certificate to PetSmart. And my friend came out and photographed it. And damned if every time she didn't take the picture, I was like this behind the mask. First, I put lip gloss on like an idiot. And then I had that. This is Floss Blackburn, by the way, you guys. You have to go follow Denkai Animal Sanctuary. So they do so much amazing. There you go, Drew. There you go, Unabomber. They do so much amazing rescue work here in Colorado.
That's cool.
Big time and everything. Yeah, there was a pig the other day. Definitely some dogs out on the reservation was interesting too. All kinds of cool stuff. So let me show you my mask real quick because you got to see it. Dude, I mean, I was so happy. Look at her.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, with the hard hat and it matches the safety vest.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't even. Jacqueline, I would love a piece of artwork. Bethany does think that you should do hoodie masks.
The hoodie with the mask. That's totally Unabomber material right there.
I'm saying right now. All right, let me read. Yeah. So talk a little bit more. Holly's here too.
Yeah, Holly. I know Holly.
Take a drink with me. Cheers. It's been a rough day. All right, girlfriend. Cheers to you.
Yes,
does anybody want to share what their clinkies? Yeah, what their rough day was about? There you go. Because I think the kids thing is got to be the hardest thing for folks.
I think anybody that's like, look, my kids, I have two girls, but they're 19 and 17. So, we don't have to homeschool them. They're doing their thing. Anybody who is in a situation right now with, a 7 and a 5-year-old, like fist bump to you, because
yes,
that would be really difficult. I remember when they were that little and it would be super difficult to do that. So my hat is off to anybody who's holding down that job right now.
Oh, totes. And we're not even, they're not even here. That's why we did tell Carrie when this is all done, like, girlfriend, we'll take him for a while. You need to go to a spa and CTFO.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I already homeschooled. You already did too. So yeah, these are all the teachers that are going to get fired for drunk teaching.
Yeah. It's, I think when this is all over, if we are not paying teachers like $72 million a year each, then something is wrong with the world.
Something is serious. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I do think that as being somebody who, as
all the money away from Beyonce and give it to like the kindergarten teacher. Yeah.
I really think there's a big change coming. I truly do. I think that if you're starting to see a lot of the backlash, that and keep your 86-year-old father on track during COVID, and he's not as worried about it as he should be. Yeah. I have heard that from some folks. I will say, I do check in my parents. They're in same hometown as her dad, and they're behaving. I don't have to fly out there. I'm like, don't make me fly out there with a mask on because it's going to happen. My mom is actually really cranking on it. Okay, here we go. As I maintain a detailed vision of what I desire, I become one with my desires. Yes, I know these are a little self-helpy, but they're kind of fun because they're funny. Right. By creating a vision, you set a focus for where you're heading in your life. If you follow the direction of your vision, you will create the life of your dreams. If you fail to create your vision, others will make it for you by placing ads, commercials, billboards, religion, politics, traditions, and spray tan machines around you. Do yourself a solid and define your future without outside influences. Is this not a better time for that right now?
Yeah, spray tan machines. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, considering the conversation we had earlier about a certain Cheeto, yes.
Oh, God. Yeah, I get it. Yep.
We're going to leave it at that.
Change. I see a lot of people saying, the sky just said big change coming. I hope so.
I agree. And you know what, honey, I do think there is going to be, let's see if I can yes, love. You know what I think the big change is going to be is that of the individual message. And I think influencers are taking a huge hit right now, and anything they put out there. What'd you say?
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that too. I'm totally okay with that.
I don't wish anybody poorly, but I think I'm okay with that.
No, I am too. Let me just tell you. So there's a company. So speaking of which, I do a lot of brand ambassador stuff. So what's really fun is this company. Oh, I didn't bring the mascara out, but they're called My Little Mascara Company. So they sent me this mascara to try out. And I was like, this is the kind of shit I want to talk about. The fact that I don't have my eyelash extensions because I'm not going to go. So I got this mascara company that does a really great little small business called My Little Mascara Club. I'm like, I'll promote the shit out of you.
Excellent.
Because you're doing good stuff, right?
Well, like you actually know the owners and the people who make the stuff and all that stuff. Like I love that stuff.
Yep, I do too. We have the power to make those changes if we're strong together and use our voices. Absolutely. Life as we know does change, aka 9/11. Woo! True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, we do have the power to make those changes. A lot of it is where we're going to put our attention when it's all over. I mean, when this is over, and it will be, at some point, however long that is. If we just go back to doing the things we always did and caring about what we always cared about, then nothing will change.
But I do think that the reflection time right now of more like, okay, well, that's dumb. Well, that's kind of BS. Like nobody's listening to the Vox Pop right now. I don't think.
Yeah.
They're listening to, they just think Steakum. And you guys, please go follow Steakum on Twitter. How freaking funny are they?
And the sexiest beauty. That's a Heather. That's our reference.
Heather. So Heather and Jacqueline and I used to work together in New York City.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yes.
That's really cool. Yes. I have to put Heather's podcast episode up. I think she's up sometime in the next few weeks.
Keep chatting. I got something to show you. Hold on one second.
Yeah, no worries. I'll give you guys a topic. The Industrial Revolution was neither an industrial nor a revolution. Discuss. Oh, cool. So I'm like Joan Rivers on Johnny Carson right now. Like I'm the co-host, but then Johnny's gone. So I just run the show. Is that what's
exactly? Yeah. You get the gong and stuff like that.
Don't leave me alone.
Like, oh, there she is. Don't leave him alone for a second.
I don't know who they are.
He's gonna take the world over. Hold on.
Kid in the room here.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, I found this picture of me and Heather. Speaking of which, yeah. So the small businesses, I think, are the ones. I mean, Drew, think about this. Think about Ruth's Chris is never going to get over this.
Ruth's Chris.
Ever.
They had the temerity to basically say, hey, we got online like everybody else. Sorry. Like the law says we could get that money. They were really they really pushed back against the criticism. And I'm like, oh, really? You stood online? You didn't call your relationship bankers and have them walk your application through? Come on, at least be honest about it. Like we got preferential treatment because we're a $500 million company. So we got money.
Yeah.
And we ain't giving it back. Just stick to your guns then.
Don't say, you know what, this is me.
And nobody needs $125 steak.
Nope.
Nobody needs that. Nobody needs that. I don't care how much money you have. You don't need it. So
I don't even think Shake Shack is gonna hey Michael, what's going on? I don't even think Shake Shack is gonna recover. Okay, this by the way is me and Heather in 1992.
Oh, Harvard.
Yeah, gotta love it. Look at us with our little oh man, I love her to pieces. But
you guys were looking pretty badass there.
We felt like it.
You did, right? I could see that. You guys felt like you owned the world in that picture.
Yeah, 1992. I think we were about 27 years old. Woo! Just
love
saying.
it. Diane mentioned Harvard too. Harvard is the richest university in the world, possibly, definitely in the United States. They just said they're giving their money back too.
You know what? Too
got caught.
Too little, too late to ever try again. To quote the song, eat a. As far as I'm concerned,
I have got to get one of those beepers.
You do. Just download it on your phone. It's called Beep You. It's super.
I have got to get a beeper. I just need that in my daily life. Just in general, carried around with me in
around
general.
the house, sitting there muttering to yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. But these are the things that I think stress people out even more.
Yes. I do.
Like this craziness is going on, and at the same time, that unlevel playing field gets shoved in our faces all the time, and it's easy to get discouraged and stressed and afraid and all of those things.
And it feeds why I wanted to have the conversation between and I was talking about this when you were on your restart your modem hiatus.
My break.
Yeah, on your we're going to take a break now, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're back.
But between like what's diagnosed and what because even people use these phrases a lot. Oh, I have OCD and these different things. The people who have OCD are like, you also need to.
Yes.
Overusing that phrase.
Yeah, that's true. So there's a huge difference. And those of you watching that are familiar with me, yeah, Bethany knows what's up. She switched on. But those of you who are watching who are here with us tonight who know my stuff have heard me say this a lot, but there's a tremendous difference between I'm really anxious and I have an actual anxiety disorder, which is characterized by tremendous lifestyle modifications around those feelings of anxiety and those thoughts. So that's getting old too. Like the use of anxiety as a catch-all, like you'll have anxiety. Like everybody has some form of anxiety. That's called being human.
Yes.
You know, when it crosses over into a disorder, and I'm not hanging my hat purely on diagnosis, but there is a difference. There's a huge difference.
There isn't, and so everybody is different, right?
Yeah.
And how they manufacture it, but I think what it comes down to is the distinction of how much of your life is modified due to that anxiety.
Correct.
Because I know for myself, I had to even take a look because I was diagnosed when I was 23. Again, this is 1988 when I was diagnosed. So back then, I mean, that was more like, what is that? Those words, right? But it was panic disorder.
Right.
So there was so much shame in that as well. So you felt really, really alone on that. I know we've talked about that too.
Yeah.
And there's that piece to it. But then I was living in New York City.
I wrote a whole book about it.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Your club. I'm not only a member, I'm the club president.
Just saying. I bought the company.
I liked it so much. I bought
the damn company. Anyway, sorry, Mia. I stepped all over you. I'm sorry.
I like how he just goes.
Just sneak it in there.
And I wrote a book about it. Please post the link. Hold on. And we got a couple.
We can do that.
We do. We can do that. Bleep words like hustle. I love. Diane says, "Did you hear Cuomo needed a beeper?" I can't even with him. He's so amazing.
He did. I don't know how he's keeping it family friendly. I know, but I don't know how he does it. Like I would not have the composure that the guy has.
I would get 2 seconds before I had my marketing person be
Jacqueline,
like, "Lady,
give the people what they want."
Yes.
This is so bad for me. So there you go. You can find it in all kinds of places.
I don't have
just go to theanxioustruth.com and there's all kinds of ways to get to the podcast and everything.
Post link. We will totally put that in there too. Sonia says people throw the term I'm having a panic attack very generally. It's actually annoying. Absolutely. It's
yes.
It's I don't want to say it's offensive because people don't know. I mean, they may not know. People would never know because I do public speaking now, but it was definitely took a long time. And I went through, this is when I knew what was I was going through agoraphobia living in New York City. Dude. And so this was in the late 80s, early 90s. And then it really, it modified the way I realized that I was the world was getting smaller. So I wouldn't go to the store. I was starting to not do anything by myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I caught it, but it was tough.
That is the hallmark of a disorder.
Bye, darling. Bye, Anna. Good to see you. Yep.
When you are modifying your life to work around those feelings of fear, the physical sensations. Jay Floyd is here. Jay's one of my people.
What up, Jay?
Oh, you and Jay are friends on Facebook now.
We are friends on Facebook now.
Jay's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, but when you're modifying your life and you're making decisions based on how you're going to feel if you do something or don't do something, you have wandered into the realm of an anxiety disorder.
Sure, and it's sneaky as
it is. It is.
Right? You're kind of like
sneak up on you.
Yep. It totally did. And I remember like modifying it before it got really, really crazy. But I think also I was on Elavil at the time too. But that was really tough too, because there's just side effects to a lot of this different stuff. So I do think finding your little happy medium is good. CBD, I will say, not that if you're going to push the book, I'm going to push CBD. The combination of CBD in that book.
Your show.
Yeah, there you go.
You're allowed to push whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm a firm. I mean, look, we don't have to get into it, but I'm a firm believer in a cognitive behavioral approach to these things.
What does that mean?
So I took medication for many years. A cognitive behavioral approach says that this is not a body problem, and if you are using things to swallow or ingest, natural or otherwise, to just take the symptoms away, you're treating it like a body problem, and it's not. I see what you did there. So clever. This is why you and I are friends. Wait, hang on a second. Let me talk to you again about swallowing things. But right. So that's what that is. That says if you're treating it like it's a physical problem of some kind and you must treat the symptoms of it, then you don't actually learn that your symptoms are uncomfortable and scary, but not dangerous.
Yep.
Yeah. So that there's a lot of that.
No.
Jay is excited about the Frenchie. Oh, the Frenchie is totally real. Wait till you see her hop up the stairs. Those are my favorite videos.
The stair stomp hop.
The stair stomp hop
is the deal. That actually she needs to make some money off of that one too.
She
Right,
does.
Gidget. Yes, we need to. Ooh, Manoshevitz with the French
Wow.
tongue. Yeah, you like that? Like it needed to be in solo. Like the sound. We need to start doing those ASMR or AMSR. What are those sounds?
ASMR with Frenchie ASMR, chop licking and tongue sounds.
Oh yeah, totally. Norma says hello. Hey girlfriend, cheers to you, Sky. I can't wait to have drinks with you. Sonia says yes. I never took meds. Took a long time, but I'm past all of it except driving on expressways. Cognitive tools with practice work. Talk more about that if you could.
Okay, sure. So cognitive tools. So Sonia obviously she knows she's been through this and she's doing it.
She's in it to win it.
So here's the deal. This is, and I'm not picking on anybody who is taking medication or CBD or anything like that. Like everybody makes their personal choices and we must respect the choices that we all make, right?
Yes. And not push it on everybody else because just because it works for me, it may not work for you. You got to find your own.
Everybody makes the choices that are good for them and we should all stand behind each other. Thank you.
Yeah.
Much.
That's such a, that piece is the biggest piece that everybody has a really hard time with. And I don't know why, but even the nicest people can have the hardest time with that.
I'm going to tell you that though, on the flip side. So like you would think that, and I know a lot of people who do take medications or use herbs or CBD and that sort of stuff, they get really angry when people like me talk about not using them. But on the flip side, those of us who choose not to do the medication route get a ton of from the people who want to do the CBD stuff and why don't you just take a pill? So let me talk about cognitive tools though. The basis that we have decades of evidence that show us this. It is the most effective way to treat an anxiety disorder. More effective than medication short-term and long-term. As effective short-term, more effective long-term, and no side effects. So here's the deal. We know that when you are feeling anxiety, there are physical sensations and thoughts that come with that. They make you uncomfortable and they make you afraid, right? Those two things.
I'm thinking
just
about
because you are uncomfortable and afraid does not mean you are unsafe. So the cognitive approach says that you learn that when you have a bad experience feeling badly, you must avoid it at all costs, but you don't. So the trick is, I'm going to learn to experience this thing without fighting it and trying to make it go away. Yeah. And I will learn that if I do not resist it and just let it happen, it ends and I am still okay. So the trick is that you learn not to make it go away. You learn to no longer be afraid of how you feel. And when you are not afraid of how you feel, you have won the war. You may still have panic attacks now and then. You may still have anxiety now and then. And Danny's a huge proponent of this.
Yes.
She's lived it. She has lived it in Australia. But when you learn not to be afraid of how you feel, you win the war. There are no side effects. You don't have to worry about weaning. You don't have to worry about addiction. You don't have to worry about what you're swallowing. You don't have to worry about your special routines that you go through. Everything changes. That's the cognitive behavioral approach. Okay. It's incredibly effective. It's just hard. She did a number on it.
Oh, she messed up.
She messed up my mod
top.
She totally did.
The girls look going on here, and she messed up the dang mod shirt. And then there's mod.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So that's what that is.
Okay. So
it's very foreign to many people. It's foreign to many people because it's hard. And it's the opposite of what you want to do. You want to run away from being uncomfortable. And we're saying you got to go into being uncomfortable.
Woo. Let me use my standard Manoshevitz. It is so true because
Manoshevitz.
Manoshevitz. Exactly. So I have learned, let me get my box out. Hold please.
Sonia's my people, I could say.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Sonia's my people.
But it's
Sonia, you know, I need to be buds.
Yeah. Yep. Please do. And please do. Because girlfriend, she's got it all going on and she's speaking the truth on that one. So that's what I did with public speaking because I got really fucking sick. Oh, I didn't even beat myself. I got sick of the fear of it. So, and in fact, the last, oh my gosh, it was a pretty big speaking thing that I did. And I forgot, I do take beta blocker. I have
slows you down.
I have the propranolol, right? So all I do is I take the propranolol about 10 minutes before I know I'm going to speak. And so because I've worked through it, and this is just me, I am able to get the butterflies and the flutter, but my heart rate doesn't freak me out. And so then I'm able to get on stage.
Right.
And we're talking like, I think last year I did like I don't know, the most I've done is like a 300 people, right?
It's a pretty big gig. Yeah,
It
it's a pretty
is.
big gig. Yeah.
It can be, but again, there's a lot of practice that goes into it beforehand. So that's me, doing the practice, making sure I have what I'm going to say for the most part. But then having that beta blocker helps me a lot. The last one I did, I didn't have it, and I got through it. And so that was
Right.
interesting to see. Like, hey,
Right.
how's this going to work?
Even without taking the symptom away, you were okay. You were okay. That's the takeaway. I should have I could have turned on my black light poster or something. Like, you could do that. My lava lamp, make Jay happy.
All I say is mall shopping, and we're good to go. Exactly.
Yes, that's where we are good to go.
We are good to go on that one. So yeah, that was really yes, and that was an interesting thing, because it was and I swear to God, Drew, every time I commit to these things, I'm like, why did I say I would do it? And then I get there and I'm just like, son of a bitch. And then I take my beta blocker. I'm still uncomfortable. I do the speaking. I come off. I've got this huge endorphin high, like I did a big rail of Coke.
Right.
FYI, totally worth it.
But the lesson is always that you're able to do it even when you are uncomfortable. So I mean, look, from a pharmacological look, and I'm not a doctor. I didn't even stay in a Holiday Inn.
I went on TV, and you did not stay in a Holiday Inn.
I did not stay in a Holiday Inn last night. But from a pharmacological standpoint, the beta blockers are like super mild. They're not necessarily addictive. They don't have an issue.
Yeah, I never have.
They're used heavily for anxiety reasons in the UK, believe it or not. So the British have been using beta blockers as anxiety medication for many years, and we haven't here. Only recently we started doing it. But even if you didn't take the beta blocker and your heart was pounding and you were experiencing all those things, you would still get through it. You would just be uncomfortable while you did it. So, but you don't do it often enough. If you were public speaking every week, you'd be able to practice it a lot, and you'd be able to do it without the beta blocker. But if you do it once every year or 6 months, then no harm, no foul.
It's usually, I was up to about 3 or 4, but the crowds are getting increasing. So, that's just more, lots more. I didn't reference Spencer's gifts properly, but I did talk about a big rail of Coke. So
Jay was in the city the same time you were, by the way. Jay was in New York the same time you are. So God knows, you guys may have crossed paths. Jay might have taken a picture of you and Heather for all we know. Yeah, exactly. The big rail of Coke.
With the big rail of Coke.
Anyway.
My favorite has been the one guy that they ask, so, sir, if you win the lottery, what are you going to do with it? And he's like, hookers and cocaine. Like, straight face.
That was one of the first things that you said to me when we first started working together. I don't remember what I said to you. And I said, well, what's your secret? And you said hookers and cocaine. And that is a running joke in my office for the last 5 years. It's the answer to anything, except it's 8 balls and cocaine.
8 balls and cocaine.
8 balls and cocaine. No, 8 balls and hookers. I'm sorry. That's hookers and cocaine. I'm like, she is my people. We must work with Mia. Like, that is it.
We must connect on this round.
So anyway.
Yeah.
What else do we want to talk about? We're just whiffing. We're just riffing now. That's all right.
You got high with Linda Ellerby at the Red Lion. Ask me how. I like that. Ask me how.
Linda Ellerby. That's a how many people watching us are old enough to get that?
Oh my God.
She was on at like 2:00 in the morning. She had like the super late, like after Tom Snyder. Like,
yes, exactly. That? Yes,
yeah.
I do. But I like, ask me how.
Ask me how. It's a button like a TGI Friday. Ask me about.
You too can get a discount on this mattress. Ask me how.
Ask me how. Ask me how. So what else do we want to talk about? Anything? Do you want to get cooking? I'll hang out as long as you want.
I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to do one more card because we're going to go at under an hour. But again, we're going to post Drew's link, and then we're also going to post the podcast too, because it's super helpful. And then he has a Facebook group too. How many people are in your Facebook group now, yo?
Now 3,600. We grow at the rate of, I don't know, 100 every couple of weeks.
You do. It's amazing. By the way, Stephanie is in Australia. It sounds like Danny also is.
So is Danny.
A happy Anzac Day to you guys. Stephanie is recovering. Yep. Stephanie is recovering from a very crazy form of malaria, and girlfriend, she is not playing around. She's making it happen, but it was
Wow.
It was pretty nuts. She has a very cool company. She has Josu for women, and she also has Wander Safe, which is this really cool like actually handheld device that you can have that's for safety for women traveling. So when we start traveling again, you got to follow my girl. I am drinking the naked grape, by the way. And my eyelashes are brought to us by My Little Mascara Company. Just so you know, dude, this is a deal, by the way. This is a huge deal for women like Rudy Toots. I'm just going to say we got that going on. You're not worrying about it. And then this is me using like a eyelash conditioner and then this new mascara.
I don't know how you guys do it.
God dang.
You know what? It's hard. You're lucky at wearing pants, for God's sake. I mean, really.
Me too. I'm just saying.
Me too.
Hello.
Oh, Steph is still in the hospital. That's not good.
She is. It's been a while. In fact, because of Stephanie, I was not going to get the malaria pills because I was traveling to 2 countries in Africa that didn't have malaria. And she's like, nope, you got to get it done. So I did. Jeff says, people used to ask if we wanted mushrooms. I'm like, I live in Florida, man. I have to say, I'm very interested in the microdosing of psilocybin. I'm going to leave it at that.
Talk to Danny too.
Yeah? Seriously? I think it actually sounds like
Jay. I believe Jay is the guy for that.
I have a feeling Jay's probably.
Jay's the guy for a lot of things. Or at least was, anyway.
Thank you, Lovey. Thank you. I love Jessica's here too as well. Yep. Loving the pretty box of wine, I bet. Here we go. One more card. I continuously push myself to learn and develop in areas of life that bring me happiness, freedom, and purpose. Again, what I love about these cards, these are called the Sweet Ass Domination Deck. Affirmations to motivate your creative maniac mind. Hello. I'm going to read it to you. You ready for it?
Yeah. Bring it.
Light bulb. Definition of success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. Success is extremely subjective and never guaranteed. However, if you do not try, here's a Yoda moment, you have a 100% chance of failing. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Alternatively, if you stop learning, you have a 100% chance of learning and experiencing something new. Drew's kind of what we were just talking about. Still going out there and doing the stuff that scares you.
Yes, it's about learning.
It really is.
Experiential learning.
If you commit to learning and gaining new experience in the direction of your dreams, you'll fill your journey with success, happiness, purpose, and freedom. That is also an inside job, though. Let's be clear about that.
Yes.
Right?
Very good. That's the definition of success.
Help,
definition of success. Right here.
When
you can wear these anytime to any situation, you have made it. Nobody cares that you're wearing flip-flops. Okay, so I'm just going to say that, by the way, is a guy thing that I think women are going to start embracing more now. Because right now, yes, thank you. I think we are. First of all, this group is long enough in the tooth, just so you know, which means we're all a little bit older. FYI. That's fair.
Yep. Link me for your group. Yes, please, Sky. You would be a great addition to that too. You'll always have good feedback on things. Sonia says, thanks for the chat. Have a great weekend. You too, honey. Absolutely. Yeah. Everybody wants a piece of Drew now. A little FYI. Y'all want a piece of this? Yeah. Y'all ready for this? You want a piece of me? Exactly. You got it. Yes. You want a piece of me? That's my Frankenstein. There it is. Anyway. You want a piece of me? You want a piece of me? You got it. Exactly. Let's talk about Jay's psilocybin. I did psilocybin with a therapist. It's a basically graduate level exposure work. I can get with that. I can totally get with that. You know what? I think there's a lot of helpful stuff that's out there in the world, including wine. All right. So how do we find you? Oh, you find me at theanxioustruth.com. The podcast is there. All the links are there. If you go to theanxioustruth.com/links, did you see Jay's comment about sleeping in a steamer? He's one of the funniest dudes I know, really. Theanxioustruth.com/links. Jay's stealing on my thunder here. That'll get you to all the stuff, the Twitter, the Facebook group. Like, just say Mia sent you and we'll get you into the group. Yes, all the things. And it's very active group, which I love, but it's a lot. What I also love, it's a safe group. Yes. If you arrive, you have my word that while I draw breath, it is a safe place for you to be. So there you go. Yeah. His underlying message is don't make me cut a bitch. When Facebook lets us put a tagline in a group, that will be our tagline. Don't make me cut a bee. We will cut a bitch. Yeah. Find him wherever absurdity and sarcasm lurk. Bethany's bucking to be my publicist. I think and if she has her way, I will have a water slide one day. Definitely. water slide, publicist, the whole
All kinds of
thing.
stuff. Absolutely.
Exactly. All right, let me get the Frenchie up here. She's being lumbar Frenchie right
Yeah.
now.
All
As
right,
you all
get you.
know, this is
Lumbar
her
Frenchie.
shit. She is. Let me also do this. I'm gonna blow out the candle of truth.
Oh, I feel like I'm in
There we
church.
Yeah, right.
Like the Easter Vigil just ended.
Hold on.
Oh.
Oh, all right, Tootsie. Here we go. On behalf of myself,
Oh.
Drew, and Gidget, the rescue Frenchie, who does also have her own little Facebook page and her Instagram and the Twitters.
Oh.
Right? She does this. Thank you for coming on today.
It was really fun. I will do this anytime you want.
Yes. And clearly we all needed to talk about it too.
Clearly we did.
Yeah. And we stayed away from politics for the most part.
We did good.
Yay us. I'm still loving this line. On that note,
My jam.
I'm going to end this broadcast. We are outie 5000.
Good night.
Bye.
See ya.